Hi, I'm Monica Pagalanan of Bachelor of Arts in Communication 3A at Laguna University. So for today's video, I will going to summarize to you the world history of film. So, let's start.
It is all started in 1830. Illusion of films is based on the optical phenomenon known as persistence of vision and the pi phenomena. This phenomena permits the succession of still frames on a film strip, with a total of 16 frames for silent films and 24 frames per second for sound films. In 1839, Louis-Jacques Daguerre, a French painter, perfected the positive photographic process known as daguerreotype, while William Henry Fox Talbot successfully demonstrated the negative photographic process. So, in 1887, the idea of celluloid as a base for photographic emulsions is developed. So here comes George Eastman, an inventor and industrialist, earlier experimental with sanitized paper rolls for still photography, and manufacturing of celluloid roll films began. In 1890s, the Edison Company created the widely regarded first motion picture camera, which is headed by Thomas Edison, who invented phonograph in 1877, then seek some help to Dickson, a young laboratory assistant, to invent a motion picture camera in 1888. Dickson is the one who combined the two final essentials of motion picture recording and viewing technology. Dickson's camera, the kinetograph, imprinted up to soft of celluloid film at a rate of 40 frames per second. There are many inventors from Europe really wants to invent this kind of motion picture camera. Since Lumiere technology became the European standard during the early era, if their cameramen were sent all over the world in search for exotic objects, the cinematographies became the founding instrument of distant cinemas in Russia, Australia, and Japan. While in 1896, it is characterized as the novelty period or industry that was autonomous and unitary, emphasizing fell on the projection device itself, and films achieved their main popularity. New mode of screening by circuit marked the first separation of exhibition from production. So, the itinerant projectionists working between 1896 and 1904 as the earliest directors of motion pictures. So here comes Edwin S. Porter, hired as directors by production companies after the industry stabilized in the first decade of the 20th century. So, in 1896 to 1898, two Brighton photographers, George Albert Smith and James Williamson, constructed their own motion picture camera and began producing trick films. Smith developed the first commercially successful photographic color process, while Williamson experimented with parallel editing as early as 19s. So George Méliès, a professional magician who had become interested in the illusionist possibilities of the cinematography. Initially, he used stop-motion photography to make one-shot trick films. Despite these innovations, the production remained essentially film stage plays. While Edwin S. Porter, a freelance projectionist and engineer who joined the Edison Company in 19s as production head of its new Skylake studio.
So that's all for the summarization of the world history of film. I hope you gathered some information and new knowledge from me, and I see you guys next time. Bye!